I designed a split keyboard, and instead of using normal interconnect cables, I used an old school analog VGA cable. Normally, a split keyboard connects two controllers over I2C with a TRS cable. That isn't an issue if you like wasting two controllers on a single board. However, I don't like that. Luckily, getting around this isn't all that complex. The matrix just has to be passed from one half to the other. This comes with a problem though, where the cable you use must internally have a wire for each column in each row. Each half of the Scotto split has 5 columns and 4 rows, meaning a cable with at least 9 wires is required to pass the matrix. Using an Ethernet cable was almost possible, as it typically has 8 wires, and I thought there might be a variant that had more than that, but it seems to not exist. I thought it might not be possible until one day I was down here and found an old school analog VGA cable. You know, the ones you used in the old days for monitors before digital took over. Anyway, I looked at the cable and found 15 pins, but just to be sure, I cut the cable open and found 15 wires. A quick order for the connectors, a few days of waiting, and I started designing the board. Now, I already pretty much designed a split keyboard called the Scotto Fly. It just wasn't actually split into 2 halves. It also happens to be my favorite board that I've designed because of its comfortable column stagger and thumb cluster. I figured why try something new when I know it works, so I simply split the existing board in half and added the VGA connectors. I originally planned on using a Raspberry Pi Pico, but scratched an idea after realizing the center of the plate would not be supported at all. Instead, I just used an Arduino Pro Micro, although it would have been nice if I went with the USB-C variant. Another thing during the design phase that I had to work around is that the connectors themselves didn't have a way to actually lock with the VGA cable. The way I got around this was just by making the connector flush with the case. It only took about an hour to modify the design and get it ready to print. Just like all my other boards, the plate of this one uses my solid settings. However, the case itself is printed with infill, whereas normally that too is completely solid. This is not a big deal though, since I'm using clicky switches. Most of the sound should be coming from them. I was also going to print the board entirely matte black, but the filament was leading to jamming and warping issues. I decided to copy one of my corn builds instead and do what I call the Barbie theme. It's just pink and blue with white keycaps, but I think it looks pretty cool. For the switches, I used Outemu Blues from an old Magic 468. This also happens to be the first board I ever modded, and originally it had brown switches, but I replaced those with the blues that I now had to desolder for this new build. If I was to build this again though, I would definitely not go with these switches. They sound decent, but have a lot of stem wobble that makes them feel pretty gross. So if you can't tell by now, just like all my other boards, this one too is hand wired. The first step in any of my boards is to prepare the matrix. Normally I would start with the columns, but on boards that have column stagger, I like to begin with the rows. I first need to solder the diodes into place, then I can wrap them around the row wire and solder it all together. After that, I can mark out the position of the intersections, insulate with heat shrink, and connect all the columns. Now at this point, the matrix is defined, but I need to actually connect the halves. This is where the VGA connectors come in. It's quite confusing, but the simplified explanation is that the left half is wired to the controller as usual, and then I pass the rows and columns from the right half over the VGA cable. The important thing for this step though is that I match the orientation of each connector so that the pins align when the cable is connected. However, after connecting everything and beginning to test, my headache began. The first issue I encountered was that the coiled cable I made just didn't seem to work. I went back and forth for a little while checking my connections, my pins, and diodes until finally trying a different cable. Probably while I was coiling it, I broke an internal connection, but to my surprise, switching the cable actually worked, or so I thought. You see, we now need to talk about something super important when it comes to electronics, and that's pinouts. I thought that VGA gave you 15 potential data lines, but that isn't actually true, and I would have known that if I just did 30 seconds of research. Depending on the connector you get, as many as 6 pins seem to be defined as ground, meaning they're all connected internally. Why is this an issue? Well, it essentially means that they aren't individual pins, so they cannot be used as data lines. If you use them, this leads to issues that can be mistaken as a short, meaning a single key press will trigger many. I probably spent about 4 hours resoldering the entire right half of the board until I finally realized this. After figuring all this out though, the board was actually working. I was then able to hot glue the controller into the case and assemble it. So now that the board is complete, I'm sure you're all wondering what it sounds like, and well, have a listen. So yeah, that's my newest handwired keyboard, the Scotto split. Since this board is basically just the Scotto Fly split in two, I didn't actually have to recode anything, and the firmware from that board just kinda worked. I plan on expanding upon this idea later with detachable modules such as a number pad or arrow cluster. As usual with my boards, all the files are available for free in the description. All I ask in return is that you like the video, and if you really enjoyed it, how about subscribing too? I make lots of videos relating to heavily customized keyboards, and if there's anything specific you would like to see, don't hesitate to ask. Having said all that, I hope you enjoyed this project, and I'll see you next time.